Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and welcome to episode 11 of the Wireless Weekly Recap. We got lots to cover, so let's get started. The first topic that I wanted to touch on is the new claim that AT&T is making about 5G evolution. Now, I've seen articles that say this is going to ruin 5G. I've seen other articles, claim it as well. Hey, AT&T is rolling out 5G in these 20 cities, including Austin, is where it's going to start. Now, you guys know we keep it honest on the channel, and I'm sure most of you already know what AT&T is doing is not anything close to 5G. They're just adding additional LTE advanced features on the network, starting with 265 QAM. It's the same thing that T-Mobile's doing. Verizon's also adding it onto their network, although there haven't been any reports of it being live. I know you guys talked about it in the comment section as far as it being an unfair speed test that I did this morning. I just did the speed test based on what both networks are offering. Now, I know the device that I'm using for T-Mobile has gigabit LTE advantages. The iPhone unfortunately doesn't, but as you saw, Verizon just needs to step their game up. I'm going to try to get this S8 unlocked. I have to leave it on the account for at least 40 days before I can even attempt to contact customer care to get the unlock code. And then I will start running the speed tests on this S8 as well with Verizon. And then we can, test both networks on the same phone and see if Verizon is also offering these technologies. I know they are incorporating it, the panels and the software updates and all that stuff. I just don't know if it is live in any market yet. They have been reporting these technologies being implemented back in 2015. So Verizon has been working on it for quite some time. So I think they want to turn it on in a cluster across the nation. So I think that's what they're waiting on. But back to AT&T. So these are the claims that they're making, 5G evolution. We all know it's not. It's just LTE advanced. So, and these are the speed tests that were posted claiming the 5G evolution. Now, as you can see, I achieved this same speed, well, close to it, with the T-Mobile LTE advanced on the 256 QAM and 4x4 MIMO. So that's all that AT&T is doing. Now, one thing that I wanted to point out to you guys is, as you can see, this is the 3-channel carrier aggregation, band 2, band 30, band 12. The speeds that you see here can be achieved just by, if that tower doesn't have as many users, these speeds that you see here can be achieved. I've seen this before on an iPhone, these high speeds. So these can be achieved without the technologies. So I wish in the future, I hope that carriers soon implement a LTE plus sign. I've seen these in Europe, and that lets you know, okay, now you are connected to the additional LTE advanced features. And that will let the consumer know, okay, now I am connected to 4x4 MIMO and 256 QAMs. And, I should expect these higher speeds. I think it will come in the future, but I just don't know when. But I think carriers need to go ahead and do that so the consumer knows. Now, currently it can be done, but you have to root your phone and then you have to get a certain app called Signal Guru, I believe. And then the phone will show you what you're connected to and all that good stuff. But who wants to go through all that trouble? I'm not really good with rooting phones. So I hope carriers start that rollout soon. So definitely just wanted to talk to you guys about this. This is not 5G evolution. This is just additional LTE advanced features being implemented on AT&T's network. So, and then also once I get this phone unlocked, I can also test AT&T on this S8 and see if they have any of those technologies live here in this market. So definitely stay tuned for that. Next, we have some speed tests out of Lubbock on AT&T. 52 on the download, 26 on the upload, 45 on the ping. So Lubbock is doing some upgrading on the networks, all carriers. Last time I was in Lubbock was in 2013, and I was around Texas Tech University, and the networks back then weren't all that great. Sprint barely had any LTE. T-Mobile had, I think, HSPA plus. I think the only one who had a significant LTE signal there was AT&T and Verizon. So it's good to see Lubbock, Texas getting some upgrades. Next, we have Chicago, downtown Chicago. As you can see, this is just a T-Mobile device. I mean, an iPhone 7, I believe, and 158 on the download, 25 on the upload. And as we all know, none of the iPhones have those additional technologies, and you can get those higher speeds. So you can get speeds that high off of just Spectrum if the tower has less users on it. So I just wanted to point that out. Next, we have some speed testing out of Orlando, Florida, the Florida area, I believe. I don't quite remember. 111 on the download, 30 on the upload. It looks to be that T-Mobile is really strong in Florida. All the speed tests I've been getting have been indicating that, and also they're ranking much better on root metrics in Florida as well. So also T-Mobile again in Florida, really, really good speeds on an iPhone. So that's definitely good to see. Next, we have speed test comparison out of New York between T-Mobile and Verizon. Same phone, same place. 40.80 on the download, 16.08 on the upload. And then here's the Verizon, same spot, 34 ping, 2608 on the download, and 0.59 on the upload. So again, Verizon has some work to do. They're currently taking the approach, as I said this morning, of building. And building takes time. It is much faster adding spectrum on the sites, but they want to build. And, eventually it's going to pay off in the future going into 5G. The building of the towers and the small cells is going to pay off. But right now they're taking a dip on the speeds. As reported, they dropped 14% when they launched unlimited on speeds. So, all right, next we have some speed tests out of, this is posted on my email, so there's no actual city attached to it. These are AT&T speed tests. These are also really good. Now, AT&T is getting better and better because they're starting to add slabs of spectrum on the towers. So if there's less users, as you can see, I mean, I don't know if these these speed tests were taken at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. So, of course, when there's nobody on the tower side, you're going to be able to pull those kinds of speeds. And then with AT&T adding more and more spectrum on each and every tower, even at 2:30 p.m., when less users hop off of the tower, you're going to be able to immediately pull these kind of speeds just based on the spectrum that's on that tower. So that's definitely good to see. More speed testing out of Florida. Once again on T-Mobile, 129 on the download, 16 on the upload, and wow, what a low ping. The ping is at a 19 milliseconds. So T-Mobile is getting really, really strong in Florida, as I mentioned, and it's good to see. Now, I'm sure they have congestion issues and slower speeds as well, but these speeds are really, really good to see. Next, we have some speed tests out of Chula Vista, California, around the San Diego area from T-Mobile, and they have stepped it up tremendously in California as well. And of course, they have some more work to do, but lots of good reports out of California. So that's really good to see. Next, we have a speed test, a congestion issue in Albany, New York. Like I said, once again, Verizon got a lot of work to do. And, we're not bashing Verizon. We're just, pointing out they have congestion issues. They got to start adding the spectrum that they have to lift this congestion so people can enjoy the speeds. And I'm sure Verizon's not going to like getting called out on slower speeds. They want to maintain that having best network image. So they got to step it up. Next, we have some speed tests out of Houston, Texas on T-Mobile. I heard T-Mobile is really strong in Houston as well, especially, the Super Bowl was there in February. So T-Mobile made some great upgrades around that area. And people are reporting, as you can see, 17 on the ping, 24 download, 32 upload. So really strong speeds out of Houston. So we have a comparison between networks in downtown Chicago as far as the density, and Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint are almost equally dense. And then T-Mobile, they have always been the weaker in Chicago based on spectrum constraints, and also density wasn't all that great, but they're working on it. As you guys see on my channel, Band 12 just launched there. Some additional small cells they're adding them there, and more stuff coming. So, but Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon are still stronger in Chicago from what I've been getting on the reports. So that's really good to see. Next, we have some speed tests out of Atlanta. Sprint is getting stronger in Atlanta. I think they average on route metrics 32 megabits per second on the download. And this was sent to me, and really good to see Sprint doing well there. Big market, big opportunity for Sprint to grab market share, and the network is performing quite well. As you can see, they struggle on the download still. One of the advantages to Band 41 is that they can at any time adjust some of the spectrum towards upload, but Sprint hardly ever does that from what I've seen. So upload speeds are going to be around the same just about every time, and the further you get away from the tower site, the slower your uploads. And then if you get far away from what the initial HPUE can do for you, uploads are most likely going to fail at that time. So, but definitely appreciate all of the speed tests that were sent in. This is a speed test that I ran earlier on T-Mobile here. 108 on the download and 20.36 on the upload. So definitely appreciate all the speed tests that were sent in. I didn't get them all in there, but next week I'll get the rest and the new ones that come in. I definitely appreciate all the support. The channel's moving in the right direction. I'm tracking it daily. I got some more stuff coming for you guys. Just be patient with me. If you guys heard, YouTube had a little issue with, all of the advertisement people dropping out and people dropping bad content. So the channels were getting monitored a bit more than they used to were. So YouTube's working on that. The channel's headed in the right direction. I appreciate all the subscribers, viewers. Giveaways are coming. Just bear with me. I got to iron out a few issues on my end. So I just wanted to give you guys a little update on that. So definitely stay tuned. I read all your guys' comments. It gets really interactive. I really like that you guys are sharing your experiences from where you are. And, and if you guys have other info, let me know too. I appreciate all the infos that I get on the emails. Sometimes I skip an article or so because I don't catch it right away, or I catch it later on in the day. But most of the time when you guys do send me the emails, I've already heard about it. But it's definitely good that you guys do that. And I have much more content coming in the future as we head into 2018. The channel is headed in the right direction. As I mentioned, growth is there. So just be patient with me, and keep liking the videos. I appreciate that. It keeps me motivated, keeps me going. Like, share, subscribe. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.